As I've been sitting here reading this one this morning. The Lumberjanes, Beware the Kitten Holly. So it's actually really kind of cute. It's a little boombox kind of comic book. There's some interesting things that go along with this, and this is just a good comic book where you kind of get an idea of just how irreverent people can be, and I actually really appreciate it. It's written by Noelle Stevenson and Grace Ellis, illustrated by Brooke Allen, colors by Marta Lahallo, and letters by Aubrey Ace. So there you go, probably pronounced that wrong. But again, basically it's a bunch of little series stories where they're just kind of mucking about in the woods doing things. You got a little bit of Red Riding Hood kind of going along with it, and it's just cute. Because not only do you get a little bit of Red Riding Hood, but you get a lot of the tropes that you get from those old 80s slasher movies where you actually had people getting killed at camps like Summer Camp Scream or Jason or something like that. Hey, don't go into the woods alone, right? That's something we teach our kids from the beginning when you have Little Red Riding Hood, and this is an interesting remake of it. We're looking at the trade paperback, so there's a lot of different stories that go along in here, but they're all basically tropes, right? They're all basically just poking fun at popular culture, and it's really kind of cool. I mean, who knew that you could actually stop a wolf by shoving a stick in his head, in his mouth? I had no idea, and then trying to kick it off of you. But again, it's that whole Red Robin Hood kind of thing, and this, again, you can just kind of see where it gets to be a little bit campy, where, you have a person swing in, bang the wolf on the head, and then boom, there you go. And then the wolves all say, beware the kitten Holly, or Holy, beware the kitten Holy. So interesting, right? It's just a cute comic book. I'd probably give it to someone who's a little bit more like 12 or 13, so it's a little bit more junior adult kind of thing, just people on the cusp of teenagehood or just a little bit past it, just because it's kind of a fun throwback to an old childhood story, and then you kind of get to take a little bit of a modern take on it, so it's a lot of fun to kind of see where all this goes. Good lettering, good coloring, the artwork's is kind of cutesy, at least it's not chibi kind of comic book, so I'm happy with that. But, overall, really not too bad. It's just kind of fun. You get a little bit of storyline that you're comfortable with. You get some fun art. You get a revisioning of some of those earlier kind of childhood stories that we get, like Little Red Riding Hood. And then you throw in some 80s popular culture, and you have a really interesting comic book. Definitely worth checking out, The Lumberjanes. You can't argue with that. It's a good thing to kind of just moke about and see around. So you can pick up a copy at your local comic book shop, or just go ahead and get it on Amazon. And again, this comic book doesn't seem to have the same kind of premiums as other comic books have. So, kids comic books and then young adult comic books don't seem to carry the same premium as the more prosaic adult comic books do, unless there's a huge rush to the gate for these things. So definitely check it out. It's definitely worth reading. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's on Comixology if you just want to scope it out and you have unlimited and you just want to read it real quick and see if it is worth it for your kid. But otherwise, it's just a fun comic book. And you can't beat fun comic book in an age of just too much weirdness going on. This is a good comic book. And this is Comics Forge. We're on YouTube, so do all those YouTube things. The subscribe, the like, the comment, the push button likey thing, whatever you want to do. Leave me a comment and we'll be good to go. But this is definitely a comic book that's worth checking out. And again, thanks much and have a great day from Comics Forge.